Hello, friends. Um, let's begin this live by saying that we all have the feminine within. Whether you identify with being a man or a woman or whatever you identify with being with, every human being has the feminine and the masculine energy within ourselves. And apparently, a lot of people are still unaware. But since we're evolving and expanding, we're learning that we have that duality inside of ourselves, and our world is based on that: the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, the spiritual and the sexual, the earthly and the cosmic, the human and the divine. And all of these seeming opposites actually comprise a whole, and we are all of that: the microcosm and the macrocosm. So let's begin with that expanded view of reality and who we are. And then what does it mean to nurture the feminine? It's not bubble baths or gifts or dates, which none of that is bad or wrong. But the feminine wants to be seen, heard, cherished, valued, appreciated, accepted, loved, held. And these are our emotions and our soul. Your heart and soul want to be seen and felt and treasured and cherished and protected and provided for. And the world that we live in is suffering because for so long we have not tended to the feminine. And nature is showing us what happens when we don't tend to the feminine and the external. When we don't tend to the feminine internally, nature is a really good sign. And just what's happening with us, right? As human beings, people are unhappy, anxious, fearful. But if we take a little pause, and that's one thing COVID was good for, and if people start to look within and we begin to address all the trauma that we have actually caused ourselves from not knowing, and we begin to practice forgiveness and realize that a lot of things happen because we didn't know better, but now that we're gaining more awareness, we can really learn how to process difficult emotions, learn how to be with ourselves, pay more attention to what is it that we really need, what is your heart and soul desiring, what are your heart and soul desiring. And to hear that, we need to sit with ourselves, by ourselves for a while. And when strong emotions begin to arise, instead of numbing them out with whatever your addiction of choice is, which can be disguised as something productive, right? It doesn't have to be drugs, alcohol, sex, but it could be workaholism, uh, or thrill seeking of any kind. Uh, so instead of like going for the highs when we're in the lows, let's sit in the lows for a little bit and process all of that. And then I promise you, the highs actually get better, and you kind of begin to live in a high. That people think that you're high on something, but you're actually high on life, because you balance out. And when you have been really, really low and you have sat with it and you have seen it for what it is and processed it, then you can be really high and eventually, like the two kind of like normalized, and your state that you exist in becomes higher. And what we all want emotionally is to feel safe, to feel accepted, to feel loved. And if we keep looking outside for the world to give it to us, it ain't happening. Actually, we're creating the opposite. But when we begin to tend to our inner environment and we create that safe space for ourselves and we accept ourselves with all of our mess and we begin to love ourselves for who we are with our beauty and our flaws and our past and the lessons that we've learned and our dreams and our hopes and all the quirky things that makes us us and then all of a sudden the world shifts because when we take the attention from the outside and we focus on in, we get to see it all. And we realize that whatever we were noticing on the outside is just an expression of what's inside. And then, the fun part of self mastery begins and knowing ourselves and how we operate and letting go of difficult emotions, processing feelings, journaling dreams, and working with the feminine, taking baths when needed, going for walks, working with nature, allowing nature to help us remember the truth of who we are and to like infuse us with her peace and her chaos. Um, and to me, that's what's nurturing the feminine. When we take the time to see, hear, feel ourselves, hold our tender parts with compassion, be kind to ourselves, speak to ourselves lovingly, uh, do those little steps that will help us go in the direction of our dreams, take care of our bodies naturally, because they're the bodysuits that allow us to exist in this physical reality. But also, take care of our emotions and our mind and our hearts and listen to the soul whispers and go in that direction, even if we're afraid, and lean in and trust and have faith and give gratitude for life itself and for everything that surrounds us and for nature and for the air that we breathe and the sun and the food that we eat and all of the people that are involved in us having this comfortable life, um, from the people that design furniture for us and indoor plumbing and travel and everything that we're using, and think a little bit more of what a privilege to be alive really is. And give gratitude for the air that we breathe and this miraculous organism that we are, and for everybody else. And really honor life and ourselves, and honor and respect other people, and see everything as it is sacred. Bow to the mystery, and don't take life for granted. Don't take beauty for granted. Stop and smell the flowers. Enjoy every bite. Appreciate the love animals give us. Appreciate your own powerful heart and how you can brighten somebody else's day with a kind word, with a smile, with a listening ear, with an act of kindness, with your generosity, which generosity is not only financial or monetary. You can be generous with your compassion, with your love, with your kindness, with your godliness, with your wisdom, with your acceptance of self and others, with your ability to sit with somebody else's pain without trying to fix it, but just being there for them. And then life becomes really miraculous when we nurture the feminine, when we guard and protect it, within and without. And this is where we're headed collectively as humanity, which I'm really excited for. Uh, so, yeah, more of that, please, universe. Thank you. And let's see more harmonized beings that have done the inner work and are helping to spread that out and create more balance on earth and teach by example. And yeah, we just need to love more. And the good thing with that is that the more love you give away, the more comes back to you. So don't be afraid to love. Be generous with your love. And this is what we need more of right now. Open hearts, willing to feel it all, alchemizing, and spreading more love.